All right, here we go with the next JoJo. This is going to be episode 9, I think. Probably, yeah. I'm focused on comments right now. We'll get to the episode number in a minute. This first comment is from, and he is saying, people say it's the worst season because of what's to come next season. What the hell does that mean? It's the worst season because of what's to come in next season. Does the next season retcon this season? I don't know. That's an intriguing comment. I was intrigued when I first saw this. I personally love part 1. It feels unique among all the other parts. I like that too, right? Like it's, and like I was saying, there's a difference between your experience watching something the first time and your experience watching something the second time and rewatching from there on out, right? Even in my experience of watching Supernatural season 1, it dragged. I figured it would get better. I stuck with it. Dad almost bailed. He almost quit. We had to skip a couple episodes. I was in control of what we watched because we were watching DVDs, so I just would just skip ahead a couple episodes, just trying to get through season 1 to see if it got any better. I think if it gets worse upon rewatch, that's not something that matters. You can just skip it once you know the continuity. For instance, here's a good example: the flashbacks in Lost. The flashbacks in Lost are vital. The first time you watch the series, you have to watch every one of them. Not so much the flash sideways, but the flashbacks are vital. However, you can skip them after the first watch unless they're like some I really enjoy. There's a few episodes. Most of the Locke flashbacks are pretty good to watch every time. I don't care. But the Sun and Jen flashbacks and the Kate flashbacks. I know this isn't a Lost podcast, but I'm just saying. I can skip them and still enjoy the series, right? And I can skip season 1 of Supernatural, and I do, and still enjoy the series. Once I know what you get, but you have to watch it that first time to get the information. The Lost flashbacks are enjoyable the first time, for the most part. Only a couple, literally just a couple episodes of flashbacks are terrible. So, it's enjoyable the first time, but then you can skip them from there on out if you want to. This season has been enjoyable the first time. Season 1 of Supernatural was not enjoyable. It dragged. It was not enjoyable the first time. So there's a difference, right? Don't you think there's a difference? Like, shouldn't there be 2 categories? One category is, man, it's tough to get through once. And the other category is, yeah, I did that. It's kind of like I hit that. I had sex with that once, but I would never want to again. Versus, that's not a good metaphor. I don't know. I don't know how I can twist that into being an apt metaphor for this. I guess what I'm saying is, like, for me, this is not a drag to get through. So for me, it's a good season. But would it be something I rewatch? Like, once I get through the entire series, I could probably tell you that. Maybe, speaking of podcasts, maybe that would be a good podcast topic. What would I rewatch and what would I not, as far as anime goes? I feel like the Cowboy Bebop and Samurai Champloo automatic rewatches. Some of these other shows, I don't know. Would I rewatch Monster? I really enjoyed it one time. I don't know if I'd rewatch it. So, that's a whole different category of assessing a series, I think. Well, anyway, let's go and get into it. I try not to do long intros, and it seems like I'm doing it every episode. So, I don't know what the hell that's about. I need to shut the hell up and just get with it. All right, I think we're in the right place now. Jesus Christ, man. You'll see it at the end if you care. I stuck at the end. What happened? We're at the right episode. We're at episode 9, and we're going on 1. 3, 2, 1. Look at him falling. You dead or not? Oh, he's going to survive. Okay. You bait and switch ass bitches. Bait and switch. You really gonna bait and switch some shit. See, this retroactively makes the fight terrible again. If he lives, that fight was terrible. He's got a minion down here to catch his head and take him away. Okay, I'm starting to see why you're saying this season is trash. Yeah, season's officially trash. Yeah, I like he's hopping around like a little magical pixie. Oh, that's very problematic. They burned his body, but they didn't burn his head. That's right. Get rid of that damn mask. No good will come of it. People need to stop witnessing shit, by the way. Quit snitching. Y'all be snitching, man. Why are you talking to the press? I mean, this ain't the time period when the press would pay people, I imagine. You know? The Inquirer, look, I'm not a snitch. I'm not going to sell out my neighbors. I'm not going to sell out my friends. I'm not going to sell out my family. Don't really have any family, but, if I did. But if National Enquirer comes talking about $100,000, the neighbor's getting sold out. It's going to take $250,000 to sell out a casual friend, $500,000 to sell out a close friend, and $1,000,000 to sell out a family member. So, if you can find one, if you can find a family member, it would take $1,000,000 to sell them out. So, I have my price. I'm not going to sell it cheap. And no magazines are off there. It would have to be some really good shit. Like, the friend would have to be secretly Elvis's love child or some shit. Or a zombie. The Inquirer loves that shit, right? I don't know. Maybe the Inquirer is more reputable these days. Maybe they transition. Because, what we consider reputable in newspapers these days started out as yellow journalism, which it is as racist as it sounds. It actually just means biased journalism. But they start out as basically the Inquirer. They'd be talking about Bat Boy and, dinosaurs roamed the earth just a couple hundred years ago. All this bullshit, right? They didn't transition into actual legit news until later. What the hell? Have they ever had a conversation together? I guess that all their romancing happened off screen. This dude is so dramatic. What is with all the drama? Why are you so dramatic, dude? What is happening? Who the hell are the kids? Is that Paco and his sister who almost died? Okay, that's who that is. So throwing the ship, why are you down here on the dock? That sticks. Like the band, right? Jesus. Dude, can you imagine him ordering coffee? Yes, knock his ass out. Can you imagine him ordering? We know what that is. Some weird Asian. Yeah. I would say you're racist, but an Asian wrote this, so, yeah. Just keep moving. Yep, it's going to be on the same ship. Remember how they talked about one vampire destroyed the crew of the entire ship? Hey, man, why don't you calm your ass down? Thanks, snitch. So they were just waiting on Doc for the one moment he waves goodbye, right? How soon you forget your mentor? He hasn't been mentioned since. Leaving on a ship was a big deal back in the day, right? It's like, now it'd be like we'd be at the airport doing this shit. But there's nothing like the ship. I don't know if this ever happened in real life, but the ship doing this and the people on the dock and running with them and waving it like we just saw there. You see it in so many movies and TV shows. It probably would be fun. Dad would say when he would come into port, there would literally be a line of prostitutes waiting on the dock, right? They want to get you as soon as you come off ship. They know you because you get paid for all the time you're in the ocean. Sometimes it'll be like 2 or 3 months pay all at once, all in cash in your hand as you leave the ship to go into the town and drink and whatever, right? The prostitutes are waiting right there in a line. It's so funny. But that's the reverse of what we just saw. So, hey, the birds are happy too, man. Good shit. Yeah, you saved me that one time, so let's get married. I'm just glad you're finally having a conversation with me. You haven't given me the time of day for years. Oh, remember the time my pseudo brother kissed you? Well, that was a violation, so I'm not blaming you. She was alive while he was, so you never bothered to introduce him. So that's on you, baby. What the hell? You can't walk through a door? That's the second thing we learned after we learned how to walk. Is walking through doors. Well, maybe we learned to wipe our asses. But, we learned to wipe our asses, we learned to walk, and then we learned to walk through doors. So, that's number 3 at the most. Yep, you're going to go down there and you're going to get drank with your drunk ass, and he's going to come back to life. Dumb ass. That's right, have another drink, asshole. He's dead as hell. Oh, boy. Yep. She's pure in every way possible. Never had another boyfriend all the time he was wandering the earth. Hasn't drank. When she showers, she does it closing her eyes. Nope, I'm too chaste. Sorry, I just can't handle alcohol. Oh, shit. Igor. Well, marriage over. I gotta go back to work. Sorry. I want a minion who doesn't prance around like a moron. He's like a theater kid on meth, right? You could walk up the stairs normally, man. You don't have to prance or hop and skip or whatever. Well, I should open this and put my neck against his mouth just in case. You never know, right? Yeah, definitely should open this. Then I'm going to lean over to steal some shit with my neck right against his mouth. His lips might actually touch the skin. Oh, never mind. It didn't even take all that. Yeah. Off with his head. His head, not his head's already off. So what is this, Futurama? You've got to be shitting me. Oh, shit. Don't you need air to talk? Kiss my ass, physics. Really? Well, this is a switch up. I like it when the enemy respects the good guy. And vice versa. You realize it too late. Take the good with the bad, I always say. I'm just a head floating here. One day I'll be sitting between William Shatner and Leonard Nimoy on a shelf. I do like the thematic connections between these two. Like, they've done a really good job of that. He wants to take your body. Okay, I got you. That's why you're on the same ship. I thought it was a coincidence. This was all part of the plan. Dude, if he kicks your ass as just a head in a jar, you deserve to lose. I have no sympathy for you, man. If you lose to an effing head in a jar, I will never forgive you, and I will never respect you again. But, of course, if you lose, you'll be dead. So I guess you won't be alive for me to respect or not respect you. But this is just embarrassing. He's an effing head in a jar, man. You've got to be shitting me. Enough with the tongue, by the way. Please don't. Oh, F you. Igor there is just in it for the tongue. No, you looking at over there. No, he has no respect for her, man. She's an arm piece. That's all she is. A smash piece. He has no respect. He doesn't have conversations with her. He doesn't tell her about anything real. This is like 60% of his life, and she doesn't know a damn thing about it. To her detriment. She's about to die because of that. So, did you take the time to convert half the damn ship? When? Igor's been a busy little pixie. Damn. That is messed up. Well, at least she never dropped the baby. That's pretty damn good. As you ordered. Right. It only took one. It's like a virus. It's apparently hilarious, by the way. But the whole crew's gonna go hungry because everybody's gonna be a vampire. Yeah, if you can't breathe, you can't fight. We know that, right? Aaron, by the way, doesn't sound like a British name. Just saying. Man, you should carry a pistol for situations like this, don't you think? Yeah, the sniveling whelp can't breathe. Who is this man? We've never seen him for ever until he picked up the head. Let's just stand and watch. I'm sure it'll work out fine. Wang Chan. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say he's from, Asia somewhere. Like I said, I respect this man. Quit standing there showboating. Yeah, I come over there with the head on my shoulder, I guess. Not sure the logistics of that. Learn must breathe fast. Need oxygen mask. He always has another trick. The distance is only 10 feet, but it's going to take us 20 minutes to get there. Dude, this dude is a S tier level shit talker for being a minion I've literally never seen before in my life. He be talking shit, man. I respect that. You talk about respect. Just a little. Just a little bit. I'll do the finger gun thing from you has whatever. Get him. Oh shit. Yeah, right in the head. The other head. You know which head I mean. There's too many heads, man. Mighty Mouse disagrees. If only he had help. Somebody. Somebody save me. Are you floating? Is your head levitating? What is happening? I don't really know enough about boats to know how bad this is. Oh, okay. Oh. Oh boy, that's not good. You got to kill your minion. Use your laser eye thing. Huh. You know there's monsters in this room, right? Yeah. She rides or dies. I like that. Probably gonna die, but I like that there's a writing aspect to that. This is the first time you've let me hold you. They couldn't have devoted any tiny amount of screen time before this episode. I mean, they randomly encountered each other a couple times. That's about it. This is the longest they've ever talked to each other. I've known you for 2 minutes, but, I will definitely die for you. Ride or die, like I said. She's on some Romeo and Juliet shit, man. Jesus. Come on, baby. So, you couldn't reach for, like, maybe stopping the ship from exploding? No, you just want to sit here and kiss me until we both die. I have an alternate plan. Go over there and kick that dude in the nuts and he'll let go. Like, he don't have a brain, but he still has nuts. Hey, can I use your breath, by the way? Breathe into my mouth. Yeah, or save the baby. That's even better. But you can cry while you're going over there and saving that baby. Yeah, exactly. No, the storybook was you laying here and doing nothing while we both die. This is you moving your ass and doing something. I get what she's saying, but Yeah, he's a real hero, man. This right here is heroism. He don't give a shit about himself. He don't even give a shit about his wife. He's just trying to save people. Yeah. He wants to destroy the whole ship so it'll end the vampire invasion. Okay. That actually makes sense. You blow the ship up, it sinks to the bottom, and there's no vampires left anywhere in the world because they're all here at the bottom of the ocean. Well, this is a bad development. So how was he going to save the baby? I guess she was supposed to get the baby. That's right, we're dead as hell. To a lifeboat. God damn. Good thing I didn't watch episode 15. I think you'll enjoy the sun. Get your ass up there. This man's always got a plan. Get your body over here. I must have it. Yeah. Then I will step into that trunk. I thought ahead. I made it, invulnerable to explosions. It's a solid plan, except for this. I stab you in the neck, sir. What little neck you have left? You're gonna die here with me. No, the warmth is the fire consuming you right now. I know you may think it's misplaced love, I guess. It's the fire. I won't fare well without you. I'll fare mediocrely. Plus, she ain't gonna have access to his money, is she? I doubt he's had time to do a will. I typically wait until after the honeymoon to write up my will, just in case, right? I will not accept your deal. Get thee behind me, Satan. So is this the end of the first arc? We still have over half a season left. What's happening? Holy shit. They effing did it. Holy shit. So she survives. Maybe she's already impregnated. And that's how they continue the family line. I assume the family line continues. I don't effing know, man. I have no idea. So there'll be a baby. It'll be another real baby and fake foster baby living together. The circle continues. The cycle continues, right? Holy shit. I did not see that coming. They survived it. I see. They even set that up. I wasn't thinking about that. I thought she had time to get up on deck, get in a lifeboat, and go out that way, right? She's in the container. Fantastic. It's not very seaworthy. It better have been soon after. I see. Wow. Holy shit. Well, Phantom Blood is over. And looks like we're going to do a little teaser for what's coming up next, I assume. Unless this is the outro song. I actually like the song. But we have other things to do here. We don't have time for all that. I can jam out on my own time. February 7th, 1889. And the series started, was it 1880? 1880, they did a 7-year time jump. They covered this shit in just 9 episodes. Man, I will have shit to say about this. Interesting. What an interesting choice. Of course, you know, the manga is the manga, right? They're adapting the manga, so they go where the manga goes. The manga must be jumping all over the place. I wonder how big the time jump's going to be. Okay, well, she's definitely pregnant, right? You got to continue the genetic line. I just believe that. And they went through the trouble of having him be married. Not just so she could say, maybe she could have just been there hanging out as a friend. They're going on vacation together through as courtship, right? So she could have saved the baby that way. She didn't have to be married to him. They went through the trouble of him marrying her so that he could be smashing, so that she could be pregnant when this happens. So the baby's born 9 months. So in November or December of 1889. This baby is probably 6 months old at the time, maybe somewhere around there. I'm terrible at judging anime baby ages. So this baby will be 9 months older or 15 months older than the real baby, the biological baby. You know what I mean by real. I'm not trying to be insulting to adopted kids, but so you got to have him be old enough where he can start learning. So we got to be talking about probably. My prediction is 1903. We will jump forward to 1903. So the kid will be 14, and the other one will be 15 or 16. They'll be bestest frenzies, and then the mask will probably get on the adopted kid again. So the cycle continues, right? The mask, you can't destroy it. It coalesces back together and comes back into your life somehow. It's destiny, right? That's why things are happening. But, it'll be interesting to see. 3, 2, 1. Oh, and this is episode 7? Really? That ain't right. No. That is not right. Where the hell am I in this series? 15, it looks like. So 15 is not right either. Apparently episode 9 is what I'm looking for. Jesus Christ, man. But I was going by what was highlighted in the website I'm watching at, what's not highlighted. And you can see the highlights, it's highlighted starting with episode 15, as if I had watched it all the way through 14. I think what happened was, I remember what happened. It'll play. The browser will play, like I'll hit stop. But then I'm setting the headphones down or something that activates it again. Like it interacts with the headphones for some reason. Like there's a button that you can start and stop. I don't know. But anyway, so I came back later and came back to my office. I heard a noise. I was like, what the hell is that? And then I picked up the headphones and I realized it was still playing something. That must be what's going on. Nobody cares. But I realized halfway through the story, literally nobody cares. But for my own edification, that's what happened.